This webinar will be looking at the legal basis of Section 9114 orders. In particular, I'll take you all through what indeed are these orders, the application process and any procedural issues that you may face. We'll be looking into the factors that the court will indeed consider when making such an order, as well as the supportive case law. There'll be an opportunity to consider when the court will not make such orders, and crucially, we will consider the impact of the Domestic Abuse Act in 2021 and also Practice Direction 12Q and how that has affected these orders also. Initially, when looking at the factors for the court to consider, there was very limited guidance, and we had to fall upon case law that I'll talk about in this webinar shortly. But the Domestic Abuse Act 2021 has significantly changed events in relation to Section 9114 orders. Applications prior to the Domestic Abuse Act coming into effect fell on the very wide discretion of the court to consider the appropriateness of any orders based upon the merits of an individual case. In this situation, again, prior to the Domestic Abuse Act, practitioners in the court had to fall heavily on case law to support their arguments and the practicalities of these orders being brought into effect. That leads us into the Domestic Abuse Act of 2021, and on the 19th of May last year, Section 67 came into force. The Domestic Abuse Act provided much needed clarity, as noted earlier on in this webinar, for not only Section 9114 orders, but also the application process. To make a Section 91 order, the court must be satisfied that an application for an order under the Children Act of 1989 would place the child or another individual at risk of harm. And I think to pause for a second, that is a key point now for these applications. It has to be that an application that you're seeking to prevent or to put restrictions on would place the child or another individual at risk of harm. And it's important that you give real due consideration to what is that risk of harm and the impact of that.